we have Bawdy coming.
You are about to opt in to Monerotopia, a show for the Monero community where all are welcome to join. From noob to maxi, no matter what bags you hold. Just sit back and relax to the sweet sounds of Monero's latest progress. Or if you're feeling inspired, join us on stage. Remember, the only thing that can stop Monero is a false belief that it can be stopped. And if you want to win the revolution faster, we recommend you remove your XMR from all custodial exchanges immediately. Warning, voting accidents are common around here. Don't forget to properly secure your private keys. Monerotopia starts now.
All right, we are live. We are live.
You know, I think we take it for granted, but Sunita in the intro is right. The only thing that can stop Monero is a false belief that it can be stopped.
Yes. 100%. That's what I live by. Those are the words I live by. How about you, Papa Bear?
All good. I'm just, yeah. I'm not used to, you know.
Yeah, I know. English isn't your first language. Is that?
No, that's not the issue. The language is not the issue, not at all. It's just like I'm not used to being on live stream, so yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So I may be a little, man. You know, retarded.
Yeah. I'm glad you're able to join us. We could chit chat a little bit, and then we'll introduce you as the special guest.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. Shortwave, how you doing, man?
Oh, I always say I'm doing all right, and if I complained, no one would listen to me anyway. So
there's been some craziness, right? As always in Monero. But this week, right, we saw like a price pump and then a dump, all within the last couple of days.
Yeah, it's just kind of ranging. I think Bawdy said it a couple weeks ago that he expected it would just probably range, and that seems to be exactly what it's doing.
Yeah, but it did pump quite a bit out of nowhere. I don't know if you saw that. It was like literally.
Yeah, I did. I was like, I wonder
hours.
what's happening here, and then it just dropped right back. The next day or so, it just dropped back. It's like, okay.
And so yesterday I was at a Monero meetup in the city. I was mentioning it here on the show. I forgot to mention it last week, but we actually did a good job getting the word out. These are it's run by WebWipe. He's been on this show a couple times. He's been doing these for years now, and he does it when he comes through New York. He does it at PubKey. So this is like the third, fourth one. And last night we had a really good showing. It was awesome. It was really cool.
I was just listening to the episode with Joel Valenzuela, and he said he was going to be there. Was he there to speak?
Yeah, Joel was there. I showed up late. I was coming in from work, and I had to take the subway and whatnot. It was hot as hell in New York. It's like you don't want to be in Manhattan in New York when it's this hot, but it was awesome. Yeah, Joel was there, and actually there was somebody from the Zcash Zotl wallet. He gave a presentation. That's when I showed up when he was finishing up, and we had somebody from NIM that was there. And then Frank from WebWipe gave a talk, and he talked about Firo, he talked about Monero. I jumped up, I talked a little bit about XMR Bazaar, and I talked about trying to run another event at PubKey in a couple of months or so for the bit license stuff that I've been talking about here on this show. So trying to round up a bunch of local New Yorkers that would be into that. So yeah, it was really good. Oh, we had Michael Hassard and Tor Erklin, those attorneys that have been on the show a bunch of times, the guys that are fighting the Bitcoin fog case. Those guys are awesome, and they're also local to New York. So it was actually a really good showing. Unfortunately, Cake wasn't there, Vic wasn't there. I think he's got like issue with his ankle going on right now. But it was really nice crowd, and it was nice just chilling with everybody. even with the Zcasher dude, who actually used to be, I think, a big Monero dude. I met him at Porkfest years ago. So he's both, I think. I don't know. We can get him on the show at some point. But it was nice. Everybody was just hanging out.
You know,
Really
I really like Michael Hassard and Tor Eklund. Like, I'm not a big fan of lawyers in general, but those guys are awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, we had this guy. What's his name? Chris, because I just saw he just tweeted something out. Christopher Cialone. He's some local New York guy too, who's like, he's very passionate about the wrongful prosecutions we're seeing against, these guys that are building privacy crypto tools, the Samurai Wallet guys, Tornado Cash guys. He went to one of the Tornado Cash trials, so he was there talking about those issues. And he's right. I mean, it's scary, even with, I was talking to Tor and Michael about XMR Bazaar, right? Like, it's a little scary. Actually, Woodzer was there, Shortwave. He should be one of your heroes. Woodzer was there.
Oh, that's cool. Did he talk about Havana at all?
He didn't give a public talk about it, but, he was there to talk about it, anybody that wanted to talk to him about it. But yeah, he was saying how liquidity's coming back and whatnot. And, that it was unfortunate that it happened. But we're seeing a lot of these things with AI, right? And, yeah, I bring him up too because, right, seeing what the government has done thus far with going after the Tornado Cash guys, Samurai Wallet guys, it's scary. It's scary, right? So we need to do what we can do as a community to normalize the development of these tools and the usage of these tools. We can't let them frame it as illegal things when it's clearly perfectly aligned with the ideals, at least that this country was founded upon. It's aligned with the Constitution, whether or not you want to go ask for permission. But the fact is, these tools actually do align with the values of the U.S., at least what I understand them to be. So we have to continue to frame it as that. And it's important. So we were talking about those things at the event as well, like the political end of things, which I know is kind of controversial. And whenever I talk about it, there's some people who are like, it's a waste of time. But I'm working on that angle in New York. I'll continue to do that. And so maybe we'll have this event in early fall and try to get the guy who's running for New York State governor on the Republican ticket, trying to get him to participate, Bruce Blakeman, and make it an event where we bring him up to speed on these issues and hear what he would do potentially as governor to support crypto. I know he's very much a capitalist, and I think aligned with trying to bring New York. Definitely wants to bring New York back. So I know these are all, a lot of people listening to this might not be into these things, right? These are local issues, but it's important. New York is the only state that has the BIT license, and it's effectively the only state where you can't buy Monero directly with a bank account on a centralized exchange. Because of the BIT license. Kraken, which lists Monero, doesn't service New York customers. That really put a damper on Monero's adoption and growth. I know we like to look at the silver lining and be like, all right, well, it's good. It forces people to not get KYC'd and whatnot, but it really slowed down adoption in terms of getting people access to Monero to begin with. So I'm still hoping we could change that. Zcash has effectively done that very well because we know they're not default private, so they've, arguably kind of bend the knee, right? But there's nothing that says that these exchanges can't list Monero, and the fact that they are listing Zcash, and I think, right, Gemini, I think even has shielded Zcash. So at that point, why aren't you listing Monero? There's nothing stopping you. I mean, we know the reasons, what the reasons might be, but I continue to harp and push on that issue, especially as a New Yorker.
I mean, I'm glad that somebody around here is doing it, because to me, the idea of the politician angle just seems like delaying tactics and not all that really useful. So I'm glad at least somebody's doing it, because that's
don't get me wrong. At the
jam.
same time, I'm also doing the opt-out thing as much as any one man can do, right? We got XMR Bazaar going. I think that's literally probably the best effort we have right now in terms of putting Monero to use for actually living off of it peer-to-peer. I asked people in the room how many people have heard of XMR Bazaar yesterday, and I was pleasantly surprised. Most of them had raised their hand, which is really awesome to see. So, yes, it's like I do the political thing sometimes to see where we could push there. But obviously my heart is in the other, is actually opting out, building the tools we need. Because I know ultimately the political thing isn't the answer, but we got to take ground if there's ground to take, right? Let's put resources towards it and try to move things in our favor politically. Why not? If we think it's worth pursuing. And in this instance, I think it is. I think we could get rid of the bit license in New York State. So enough rambling, but I wanted to give my intro. I don't know if there's any other general conversation news. Obviously, we'll get into things. We'll pull up the news from this week. We got Papa Bear on. I just love saying his name, Papa Bear. And I got to say, he's got a Papa Bear vibe. He's got a Papa Bear vibe. So excited to talk to him. He just launched, I think, XMR-Pay. And I have seen him working on a bunch of like different applications for Monero. So we'll get into that. I don't know if we have Bawdy coming on. Do we know? Bawdy, I think, is still in Europe. But I don't know. I hope Bawdy hasn't turned into a communist over there. I don't know, man. I don't know. He's living the European life. Hopefully he's still as anarchist as ever. I'm sure he is. But yeah, maybe we'll be fortunate enough to have Bawdy jump on. I think he might be at BTC Prague right now. I'm hearing reports that Bawdy's at BTC. So maybe we get him to jump on. He'll do a price report. No Tony. I'll do the news. Quadro Chiletta tipped 0.001 XMR. All of my XMR-Pay commits are the last 2 days and heavily AI assisted. The Reddit post about it is likely also AI. That seems like a red flag. What can you say about the use of AI? What testing has been done and what risks exist to users and why? Papa Bear, before you even get into that, let's
run the segment.
Let's run the guest segment. And we'll intro you. We'll chat a little bit, and then we can start bringing up the questions. That's a great question, Quadro Chiletta, I'm sure.
It's an excellent question.
The Monerotopia Guest Segment is sponsored by Cake Wallet. Store, send, receive, and exchange your Monero and Bitcoin safely on iOS and Android too. Cake Wallet is open source, and you always control your own keys.
All right, welcome, Papa Bear.
Thank you.
Welcome
Thank
to
you for having me.
Monerotopia as a special guest. Yeah. I've seen you putting out a lot of content for the last couple of months. Looks like you're trying to, release some Monero-related apps. I assume using AI, as Quadro Chiletta is suggesting, which I see nothing wrong with that. But obviously, things need to be properly secured. So we'll get into that. But Quadro Chiletta, sorry. Apologies, was a tad early with that question. Please feel free to bring it up after a full intro of the founder. Yeah. Give the guy a chance. Jesus Christ. So Papa Bear, go ahead and introduce yourself, and we'll get into it.
There's not much to do. I'm just trying to bring tools to the community for everyone to use, because everything is just centralized. Every website gets your data or asks your ID, even for the most stupid stuff. So I'm kind of tired of that, like every website, everything that you do is being tracked, it's being sold, your data, your fingerprint, everything. So I was like, fuck that. I don't want any of that. And at the beginning, I started with the QR situation, that you were just able to make custom QR codes for Monero transactions and stuff. And that was the first project that I launched. It is open source. And I was like, that's not enough. Right? I need people to be able to have alternatives that really easy to use and kind of complete alternatives. That's why after that I launched Go XMR. This is like a kind of link tree situation, like just with Monero. You're able to receive donations, to put your profile together, and now you're able to have like a little store situation. If someone needs to sell their stuff and they don't want to rely on centralized platforms, I mean, this is kind of centralized because if they don't want to rely on big platforms and stuff, they can just post their products and they can receive their payments, and it's just peer-to-peer, and it's easy, and there's a lot of tools. There's a block explorer, and people know it. So after I finished the store update, I was like trying to improve the payment system for the users. Like, okay, at the moment they have to verify manually if the payment went through, right? And I was like, that's not enough. And I was looking for alternative like BTC Pay server. It requires self-host situation and a lot of setup. And another bunch of tools. They are great tools. The issue is they're not easy to use. So what I wanted is just to make something that is for everyone. So you don't need to use the fucking terminal or like do set up Docker, nothing like that.
Yeah. I mean, we struggle with these things with XMR Bazaar. XMR Bazaar is pretty smooth, actually, considering.
It is.
And it's like you can only take it so far because ultimately it's peer-to-peer, right? So you need the buyer to take an action on their end with their own wallet, right? It's hard to automate things unless you become custodial and like they're storing, Bitcoin on the system, and then you can make it pretty fluid with going back. But we don't want to be labeled a money transmitter, right? We want to avoid those things. But yeah, in general, we need better and better UX and UI for basically using Monero. People still say it's hard to use too, which I'm like, no, I wouldn't say that. Like, I think there's some misinformation out there too. Like, maybe people haven't used Cake Wallet recently and really experienced how far it's come. But yeah, thanks for like making a store, right? And using WordPress and making a website, and then just being able to add the option to accept Monero. It's not really there. It's like we had the Monero Gateway. I don't know if you're familiar with that project. The Monero Payment Gateway, and that was a plugin for WooCommerce on WordPress. But it wasn't really upkept. So we've since moved over to BTC Pay server, and we had somebody like help us set it up. It wasn't like as easy click and plug and play as, let's say, setting up PayPal on WooCommerce, right? And it should be as easy as that.
It should, yeah.
So what you built for XMR-Pay, is that potentially integrated? Can that be integrated into WordPress, into WooCommerce?
No, yeah, that's my plans for the future. At the moment, it's just like a library for React, so you can just put in your website and use the widget.
Your mic got a little worse. I don't know what happened over there.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, much better, much better.
Okay, sorry, I was a little far away. So
yeah.
I'm planning on make a WooCommerce plugin in the future as soon the main project is mature. Because right now,
so what does it do right now? Explain what it does right now.
Easy. You integrate the widget to your website. As it runs with JavaScript, so the customer goes there, make their payment, and the system is just gonna detect it automatically. That's it.
I know, but it could be integrated into like Shopify or something, or it's like how can you use it right now as a user?
At the moment, it's just a React library.
Okay.
So people who are going to build, who want to build websites and accept Monero and stuff, they can just integrate it. It's easy. It doesn't have a lot of dependencies. It only depends on the QR dependency that I have. It's noted down here. So it's completely peer-to-peer,
non-custodial, right?
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah.
So you don't even have to put on your view key situation. That's optional.
It's okay. How is that working without the view key? So how is it detecting payments and?
So the payment is basically you make the order, you get a sub address, the buyer pays, and just the wallet RPC runs on the website. So it just checks on the blockchain for the transaction and gives the green light.
Okay.
That's the simplest
So
way.
it's kind of functioning like a BTC Pay server a little bit.
Kind of. It's running on the web browser, on the website.
Okay.
So it doesn't really need like a hosting situation or a VPS or your computer to do anything. It runs in the customer's end.
Okay, and so it holds your private key.
No keys.
Okay, no keys.
No.
Okay.
Especially private keys, no.
I don't know. I'm trying to understand how it's, right? Because like how it's detecting the payments being received. Like Monero Gateway, I think, had a view key.
So that's in the watch
BTC
mode.
Pay
There's the proof mode that just require. So it
No, BTC Pay requires the view key too. I think, right?
I think it does.
Shortwave. Shortwave. Are you well versed on these things?
No, but I do believe that BTC Pay server also requires the view key to the best of my knowledge.
Yeah, so are you understanding how Papa Bear's thing functions versus, or like what it can be compared to?
I omitted some important information. It needs a little bit of the buyer effort because if you pay, the buyer has to put the tax ID and the proof from the wallet.
Okay.
So the Monero RPC in the website is just going to check that cryptographically. And that's
okay.
it.
They're putting the sender is putting a transaction ID in there. Okay.
Yeah, that's the solution I come out to, like serverless, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and the other one, of course.
So obviously, you're trying to get rid, right? Ideally, we get rid of that, right? Like, so then that becomes more. But I don't know how you do that without the view key on the other end, right? On the receiver's end.
It's all here in the. It is all here in the GitHub situation. So as I told you, the buyer's the one that has to put the proof, the payment proof, right? And the website, the user end becomes the server. That's how you prove that against the blockchain. And that's it. It's
how did you? So when did you start working on Monero-related projects? How did you get into the whole Monero
That's a good
thing?
question.
Yeah.
So I've been on Monero since I think 2018, something like that.
Oh wow!
A long time ago. Yeah. So just recently, I was like doing some freelance stuff, and I was just tired of like, in order for you to offer your services, you have to put your information, your ID, all that kind of bullshit, your bank information, yada. And that's how I find out about XMR Bazaar.
Oh, sweet.
And I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it a try. And it worked pretty well. Like I got a few customers. I'm proud to say that they're satisfied customers. And then I was like, this is fucking amazing. This community is just fucking amazing. I should take my Twitter account and just start interacting more.
I love it.
So that's what I did. And
I love that XMR Bazaar was the gateway.
Yeah.
So wait, how did you discover? Well, obviously you're in the Monero community. You discovered XMR Bazaar. It was pretty right in your face. Yeah.
So I'm not a social media guy. I don't like to be in social media. I just went through Reddit and stuff, and I was like, oh, XMR Bazaar. Let's just give it a shot. It looks like the better option because the the first option that I had in mind was go to the dark web, to the Tor browser and find out like a marketplace situation. And I was like, that's kind of sketchy, like both ways.
Yeah.
And then I found out about XMR Bazaar.
Awesome, beautiful. Yeah, you know, we're at some point I would like to build a kind of a native app for XMR Bazaar on iOS and Android. You know, obviously you can use it on Graphene, whatever, but an app instead of just a web app. Right? Yeah. Let me know. Let me know any thoughts that you have on XMR Bazaar. We'd love to get your feedback on things because I know you have skills in this area. UX, UI. Yeah.
So, for me, in my point of view, is pretty smooth and complete. Now, that's my point of view because I build stuff. I like, it's easy to understand how it works. And the point of view is an end user, I think it's pretty complete. Like, I don't have like, you guys should do this and this and that because, as I tell you, this is smooth, works well, serves the purpose. It just works.
Awesome.
Easy. That's my opinion. I wouldn't want to see a lot of changes and stuff.
Yeah. Let me know too if you have, because I don't know if you want to say do you mind saying where you're from or where you're coming out of or no? You don't have to. But
it's fine. I don't care. Okay. So I'm Venezuelan, and I'm living in Ecuador right now.
You're living in Ecuador. All right. Yeah, because I was going to say to try to grow XMR Bazaar on the ground in Ecuador. Any thoughts there, right? We've added, you could see XMR Bazaar in Spanish, right? There's an option there to view it in Spanish. But I'd love to start getting basically, you know, people that are community advocates for XMR Bazaar in areas, right? Like get them in different countries.
Yeah, so the issue here is cultural. And people is just used to go to Facebook Marketplace and do stuff. That's it. They are not super friendly with change. They don't like the change. I've been trying to get some friends and people that I know to Monero, and they do some research and they find it to be complicated when it's not. And I'm like, it's not complicated. You have to do this and this and that. But they don't get the idea. They don't feel confident. So there's not much. There's no community here.
Wait, Ecuador is it pegged to the dollar? Ecuador? No.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So that right. So I remember. Yeah. So that's also a reason, right? Like they're not dealing with Venezuelan currency there, right? Where it's like where they realize where they're like, oh my God, fiat is evil. Like in Ecuador, they're like, yeah, it's evil, but you know, they don't notice it as much. It works like in the U.S., right? There's still the inflation's pretty crazy here right now. Like in terms of historically, people are feeling it. But obviously, it's nothing like Venezuela, Argentina. So yeah, Ecuador doesn't have that, which I guess you could say is a good or bad thing for the people. But it makes it worse for crypto adoption, I would say, right?
It makes it worse for crypto adoption. The only crypto adoption that it's here is just like people trading or like buying Bitcoin and the classic stuff. Right?
Is cash big in Ecuador?
Yeah.
Like
everyone uses cash. Yeah.
Everybody uses cash. Yeah.
Yeah. And
is cash going away in Ecuador? Are they trying to eliminate cash?
Yes, kind of. Because now the banks they've been launching like little apps that make super easy to pay, super easy to get money from friends or family, just like QR code situation or your account number, and that's it. Hello?
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
they're
making it simpler to pay using apps rather than cash. So that's the issue. People is dropping cash to use these apps.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I was talking about last night, trying to open up normies' eyes to the fact that governments are actively trying to eliminate and are eliminating cash around the world. And even normies, whether they really understand crypto or not, they understand cash. A lot of people. Some people don't. Like the younger people, maybe not. Maybe they don't even understand the value of cash, like why it's better than using Venmo or PayPal, right? But the older generation, and I would hope the younger too, really, they realize, right, the value there, that nobody can see what they're doing with it. The government doesn't need to know. No corporation needs to know. When you go to a farmer's market, nobody knows that transaction's been made. There's a lot of value in that. And so opening up people's eyes to that fact that governments are trying to eliminate cash, and you're going to need a replacement if you like using cash. That's what I really think the wedge is for.
And the main issue that I see is just
care about Monero.
People is too distracted to realize what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
They have a lot of distractions.
That's part of the scam, right? I mean, it's
yes.
bread and circuses, right? We have the World Cup here right now in the U.S., right? It's bread and circuses. So people are given enough they're placated enough to not care, right? And it's like, well, what do I have to hide? Right? There's that whole mentality. It's pretty sad.
They just make it easy to get distracted and to blindly trust their platform and stuff. They offer you just simple solutions for simple stuff. So that's how they get people using all the centralized situation. That's it. And it's kind of sad because people where I live is like a small neighborhood situation. Even the smallest merchants here, like people who sell food or like little stores, they all receive payment through those apps. They have their big ass QR code, and you can just pay with it. People are so cash. Yeah, it's widely used here. It's slowing down, and they don't realize. And to be honest, they don't care. Right? They don't care about the privacy. They don't care about they being tracked, like the government, the businesses, the big corpos. They know everything about you. They don't care. They don't seem to care. Yeah. Like they partially blind. That's my opinion.
It's going to get so bad. I mean, you have these flock cameras everywhere. We were talking about that last night at the meetup. They're everywhere. And now you have these drones everywhere. I mean, you have all the local governments now and local police departments have these drones that are going to be flying around everywhere. It's great in ways, right? For, if you got a first responder, you get somebody there fast. It's hard to argue against that from a societal standpoint of whether this is good for society or not, right? You want to save lives, but we know how these things are also going to be used where we're just under constant surveillance.
So here's happening something not fun, something sad. If I go to the supermarket and I have my backpack with me, I have to fucking scan my face if I want to leave my backpack in a locker situation. Your fucking face. And they had the nuts to say, like, we are going to store your face for X amount of time and use it for marketing and data collection purposes. And people they don't give a fuck. They just put their backpacks there and scan their faces and stuff. Like, they have no idea.
They do it out of convenience, right? That's the problem.
Yeah. I mean, if you make it simple, people are going to do that. That's why I'm trying to make tools and like solutions more simple for people to adopt that.
It's got to be. Yeah. Ultimately, I think Monero, Monero in particular, could ultimately make buying and selling things even more seamless than they currently are. Right? Because you're not dealing with credit cards, you're not dealing with banks. So once we overcome those UX UI issues, effectively, I think things can be made even more smooth than they already are in ways. You always have the issue where people have to hold their own keys, right? But, that tech is getting better and better.
Oh yeah, the tech is amazing right now. Even with hardware wallets, oh my god, it's just amazing. I'm not
a big believer in hardware wallets.
No, okay.
I think, I mean, phone. You don't use your phone. You don't store a lot on it, and you just hold your keys offline. Hold your keys offline. You can write them down. It's literally a seed, right? Like you keep them off the internet, offline. hardware wallets, and then also hardware wallets. I mean, it puts you on a list, right? We've seen these hacks happen where they know everybody that owns these hardware wallets.
They're phishing victims. All this targeting situation is just nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're going to buy a hardware wallet, do it at a conference in person with cash.
With cash, yeah.
Right, and if they were gonna try to hack a bunch of crypto people, like you'd go after hardware wallets as opposed to going after phones, right? Because right, for sure that these people have crypto on it.
I just use it because it's easy and I really like the
hardware. The
piece of hardware. This looks nice.
No, it's cool.
I really like it. Yeah. So that's why
sick.
I have my of course my seeds and stuff down in paper and metal.
Yeah. No, just giving my opinion there, and I know recently Cake I think added seamless or updated their integration with what was it, Ledger or. I don't know. I'm not big on the hardware wallets. I'm sorry, guys. It was with Trezor, because I know there's a big difference there, right, between what's going on. But yeah, that's cool. I like the sidekick approach, right? That you could and Cake has that as well. What does Cake call it? Right, where you could have your
cupcake
private cupcake. Yep, you have your private key essentially offline on a second phone that then communicates with the phone that is connected to the blockchain. So that's a nice a nice way, and it's another device. Like you have another device right.
So I do have another device. I think I have a lot of stuff, a lot of gadgets and stuff. I have a really nice Samsung S9 Plus. I don't know where it is now. I have Cupcake there. So
sick. We need you at the next Monerotopia, man.
Okay.
In Mexico City. We've done the last 3 in Mexico City.
What's the date?
We don't have the date yet. We just the last one was in February. Wow, which feels like a long time ago now. But we have a baby on the way, so we're stalling the next one a little bit. But I'm telling everybody it's going to be right after Monero implements full chain membership proofs. That's essentially when I'm throwing the next Monero. It's more of just going to be a party. Everybody yell, let's go meet.
It's going to be a worldwide celebration, yeah.
Yeah.
That's huge.
So that's like, I'm going to allow that to set the date. So we don't know when that's happening yet, right? It's not concrete, but figure soon after that.
I hope
so keep a lookout.
Able to go.
Yeah.
We'll do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome, man. So what else? Tell us what else you're working on with regards to Monero, or what else you want to say about XMR-Pay in terms of where you want to take it, the vision.
The vision is just simple. I'm just trying to. So I'm gonna polish the thing that I have now, and when I make it more universal, like you can just use whatever language or whatever. Even Shopify, WordPress, just like an all-in-one suite situation. So it's just easy to do. Your mic is mute. Your mic.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, that's it. And just to help people to adopt Monero. And I'm trying to think of more solutions for simple stuff so people can be like, oh, this is running on Monero, basically. So it seems easy. I'm going to get more involved in Monero. That's what I want. I just want people to use Monero and escape the system.
Do you also want to address Quadrio Toleta's question about the AI use?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. I love to. So the thing is, I use AI a lot, right? I do rely heavily on AI, especially Cloud Code, because for me, it's easy to have automated test situations. For example, the proof verification flow, the quorum checks, the amount nonsense, like the threat model and stuff. I do have my AI situation heavily customized for bug bounty because I'm a white hat hacker at Hack and Proof. So I had it kind of polished to try to break stuff. And my workflow is easy. I get the idea. I take a piece of paper and I write down my idea and just go through it with the AI. I have a lot of code that I have been using in the past. So I kind of recycle stuff. And I review the code and I feel confident it's not AI slop, because I know a lot of Monero bros hate AI, and there's nothing wrong about that. So I just like to use it the right way, right? And that's why I dare to make it just open source and tell people in Reddit or Twitter, like, hey, I'm doing this. This is the goal. Help me to break it. I may be missing something. So I know that the AI generated code needs a strong human reviewing. So that's why I hope the community helps a lot. At the moment, I'm just checking here in the Node package website, and it's been like, what, 2 days, 1 day, and already has 1,015 downloads. So 1,015 people are trying to use it or break it. So far, I'm still just waiting for more feedback, and I can guarantee that it's not poor quality code. Right? I go through the code manually. I ask friends. I have another friend who's a developer as well, and he's like, "Hey, you're messing this up here and this and that. This is not good." I'm like, "Okay, I'm just gonna review." And I use the AI, like I give it like super detailed instructions on what to do, what not to do. As I say, I have it just heavily customized to ensure a nice workflow and a nice outcome. And again, it is open source. Everyone is just welcome to go to GitHub and say, hey, this is AI Slop. It fits this, do this, and this and that. You guys are more than welcome to that, because this is not a tool that is meant to make money for me. There's not even a Kuno open for this. I already have the Kuno for Go XMR, and it's working perfectly. And for this, it's just a tool for the community. Everyone is just welcome to criticize the code and help to improve. There are guides here how to help me to improve the code and all of that. And the risks, I'm trying to mitigate all the risk before deploying on GitHub, because I have my home lab situation here. So I personally try to break my own stuff. It may be not enough. I'm just only a human. When I feel confident, I just put it on GitHub. And again, hopefully people can help me to review the code and say, like, hey, this is trash, or hey, this works. Like, every kind of criticism is accepted. Like, it's welcome.
So just to make sure I understand, I believe I understand correctly, but you use AI, but it appears as though you also know how to code. So you review the code that the AI generates, and like this is no, this is no, this is no, this is fine, and you go back and fix what you see obviously needs fixing. You give it to a friend. You give it to a friend who also is a coder, and they look at it, and then once you're satisfied with that workflow, then you go ahead and release it out to the public, and it's like, here, try to break it.
Yeah. So if you check the code, I heavily rely on comments. People see the code and know it's AI generated because there's a lot of comments like this, do this and this and that. Like, it's super segmented. I like that because I'm not pretty good with attention and a lot of stuff. So when I focus on checking a function, I only check on that. So that's why I really need to go through stuff and make sure, because I know how to break stuff. So I like to break my stuff to make sure like people are not going to have issues. For example, I find out that there was like a remote code execution issue in a previous version. So I just fixed it as quick as possible. So I'm just trying to make sure it's safe enough. There's no completely secure system. That's a lie. So I'm just trying to mitigate as much as I can while I'm working on it and stuff.
Yeah, so hopefully, Quadrio Toleto, that answers your question. It sounds like a pretty good process from what I'm hearing anyway.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I apologize because I'm really nervous and I may just jump from part to part. So.
No, you're doing good, bro. What do you think? Not to completely change the topic, but somewhat related. What do you think of the Zcash exploit that was recently discovered, and the fact that AI was used to discover it.
I think that exploit's been there since 2018, was it? 20 something, 20 something?
Yeah, I don't know if it was that. Yeah, something like that, like 4 years or something. Yeah.
My opinion is may cause a little controversy and stuff because I know that was planned. That's it. And that has to do with the recent pump of Monero. People are just taking the Zcash from this pool situation and changing it into Monero. And that's it. So at the end of the day, it's good. Yeah, I'm certain. I may be wrong, but like for me, that's what it is. And I don't really care about Zcash this, Zcash. Don't care. I don't care about optional privacy. More than 50% of their users don't use the shield option of Zcash. They just move Zcash because the price is nice. I have this amount of Zcash. I will sell it for fiat, and that's it. That's the whole situation. If you see people defending Zcash a lot, they're not really Nazis of privacy or cypherpunks and stuff. They're just people who cares about the price. So.
Yeah, I mean, we had some of them at the meetup yesterday, and I got to say, the people building, like the guys that I met, they were pretty hardcore. In fact, this one guy was a Monero guy too, or at least he was at some point. But yeah, it's the default privacy is all the difference in the world. And I mean, you talk to a Zcasher, they're like, "Well, we do have default privacy." Like, what? Like, okay, like I don't know what to tell you. Like, if we can't agree on that. But yeah, that's the biggest. I would say that's one of the biggest difference. But also it's the culture of Monero, the grassroots nature, the real open source project. Not saying like Zcash, but they have the corporation involved.
I was gonna say Zcash has a head, Monero doesn't.
Yeah. They had the founders reward.
I have a
treasury that's sitting there that's controlled by people that were getting paid from Zcash. Although I guess the SEC said they're in the clear, right? Because they could have, there was a time when, right, they could have been considered almost like a security. You have a company that's collecting and benefiting from the growth of the network.
It's just monetary benefits. That's it.
Yeah. There's other things as well, but their tech is good. I mean, it's just we need Monero. We need Monero's tech to catch up. Obviously, we're launching full chain membership proof soon. Could very much be a blessing in disguise that this exploit happened on Zcash when it did, with AI being where it is right now, and we can now use AI. We can double, triple check full chain membership proofs before it goes live with AI. Silver lining is things are ultimately going to become more secure, but we're just in this transitional phase where AI, the hackers are beating the security guys, right? But as they patch the things up, as they patch the ship up, it's going to become pretty much impenetrable because now even AI won't be able to find an exploit because it already perfected it, right? Like.
AI is getting wild, so I'm hack and proof as a white hat hacker. I do rely on AI to automate tests and recon and stuff. AI is getting super good at finding issues in code and like finding ways to exploit and stuff.
Roger Strilletta is saying the fact everyone hasn't moved their funds out of the Orchard pool tells you all you need to know about who owns and uses Zcash. I guess suggesting that like the investors, the VCs are keeping their money in there.
There are other wars.
Yeah.
Either that or it's just a bunch of people who don't actually use Zcash and just bought some to have some and then like forgot that they had it.
Yeah. I mean, they are making this new pool now and then people move over to it. That'll be interesting to see what happens there.
It's fun. It's just funny because if you want privacy in your transactions, in your economy and like your stuff, just go for Monero. Privacy by default. There's no extra steps to do. You don't have to get Zcash and shield that stuff. Like there's Monero. That's it. And the ecosystem is wonderful. The community is the best community.
Yeah. We need to really go into high gear though in terms of growing the community, growing usage.
Yeah. No,
now is the time to seize the moment, because I will say, guys, Zcash, right? Where we obviously, like I said, those are our differences. We're private by default, whatever. But the other major difference is that we're winning right now. We have the network effect. Most people that actually need to use digital cash are choosing Monero because there's a community of people to use it with. There's an ecosystem there. There's an economy there. With Zcash, that economy doesn't really exist right now. It's more so investors that are trying to pump it and just getting other people to try to speculate on it. Kind of like the Bitcoin approach, right? They want to be the digital gold, whereas Monero is the digital cash.
Yeah, it's a true digital cash, yeah.
And so that gives it real utility, but we can't sit on our laurels because Zcash obviously knows this, right? They're trying to grow adoption too. Point being, we really need to seize the day and do whatever we can to grow Monero in terms of usage. So things like you're doing, Papa Bear, that's awesome.
Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, anybody that's listening, watching, what should I be doing now? It's not about being on X and being like, Monero's going to 1,000. Monero's going to, like, you can say that all day long. We need to actually grow usage. So build in the ecosystem, build products, sell things for Monero, sell services for Monero, come up with new apps ideas that utilize Monero where people would want to use Monero for those purposes.
Sell goods and services directly priced in Monero.
Yeah.
Yes.
XMR
I'm trying to get my customers, my personal project customers and stuff. They are like, oh, how much is the price for your services and this and this and that? Because I have to transfer and the taxes are going to kill me because from another country to another, the bank transfers just sucks. I'm like, just use Monero. And that's it. And I got a couple of customers that had no idea about Monero to pay me in Monero. And they are loving Monero.
What'd you think about the recent pump we just had? Zach, whatever BTC is saying, it was from which is funny because like I had tweeted that out, like waiting for Zach to say it was a hack in 543, and sure enough, later that evening. I don't know if you're following that news.
No.
But there's okay. Yeah, the Monero price pumped. I'll bring it up in the news. And it looks like it was because of another hack situation. And people were washing their, sending their ill-gotten gains into Monero.
Yeah. I think it's related to this Zcash exploit. It's too close, There's a close window situation. So
I like Papa Bear is a Monero bull for sure. I love it.
Yeah, and regarding the pump price, sure, it's nice. I can get a Monero and go peer-to-peer and get some cash, and excellent. But like at the end of the day, one Monero is one Monero. That's it. And I spend a lot of Monero for BPS services and stuff and other kind of services that the price doesn't change at all. Even if the US dollar crashes or the euro or whatever, Monero price is still the same. So that's why I don't care too much about the pump. Like, sure, it's nice.
You're speaking shortwaves language right now. You're speaking shortwaves language.
Yeah. So yeah.
I think Papa Bear probably has the same philosophy as me. You spend 0.2 Monero on something and you replace it with 0.21.
Yeah. Just get Moneros.
That way you always get. That way you always have more than you had before.
So yeah, Monero for the win. They're gonna realize, even if we don't push the adoption, people are going to realize sooner or later that they've been tracked, their data being sold, they are products. That they're using us to make more billions and billions of dollars and stuff. People sooner or later are going to realize that, and they're going to find Monero, and it's going to be like a revolution. I'm not saying that's going to happen tomorrow, 1 year, 10 years. I don't know. It's going to happen for sure. The world's going to move to Monero. Easy.
Maybe that's a market we can put on XMR.win.
For which? Predicting what?
How long it'll take a certain percentage of the masses to adopt Monero.
Oh yeah, that'd be sick. Be hard to determine.
Yeah, I know, right? That'd be a difficult one.
Yeah, we live in wild times, and we're very fortunate to find ourselves all here in the early days of Monero, right? Like, it's an exciting part of history. I'm obviously hopeful. Man. Otherwise,
when Monero was $20, when Monero was $20, beautiful, beautiful times.
You know, the quickest way to get Monero to go to the moon would be for the Artemis 4 crew to take Monero with them.
Oh my god.
Well, listen, Papa Bear, anything else you want to get the word out on when you're on stage here?
Not really. I don't have anything else on mind.
All right. Yeah, keep us posted. You're welcome to jump on whenever you want. Let me know if there's anything you want to give updates on, or you want to talk about XMR Bazaar stuff. You let me know. And we'll be in touch. Yeah, I hope to see you at the next Monerotopia. But like I said, it won't be for some time, but keep a lookout for it.
Yeah, will do. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and please feel free to stick around if you can, because we'll do viewers on stage. See if anybody wants to jump up and talk. If you can, stick around. If you can't, do what you got to do.
Excellent. Will do.
All right. All right, so let's go ahead and awesome, man. So we'll go ahead and run the news.
The Monerotopia Weekly News segment is sponsored by WizardSwap.io, a non-custodial cryptocurrency exchange.
Shortwave, I'm going to need you to do price today, man.
Oh, that's easy.
Should we do price? Let me run through the news. But yeah, we definitely need to do our own version of the price report. It's definitely been a bit exciting week, I would say, in terms of price. Although Shortwave, maybe you prefer when things are more stable.
You wouldn't like my version of the price report because it's just going to be by Monero.
All right, first story we got here, XMRchat. XMRchat now is now integrated with LiveJoiner. LiveJoiner aggregates chat messages and more from 6 major, 10 alternative, and 5 donation platforms into one clean OBS overlay. Choose any message to feature StreamYard style. So that's super cool. We could have XMRchat on soon, hopefully. Have him on as a special guest. We could have Fiat Demise maybe come up, or I get the dev that's working on it. And we could talk about the latest features, but that's exciting to see. Obviously, guys, we use XMRchat here. Please feel free to send an XMRchat. Quadrio Chaletta is one of our power users. We always appreciate that. Next story here, we have Justin. Top crypto companies send joint letter urging Congress to include legal protections for developers in Crypto Clarity Act. So yeah, I don't know the details of what was actually sent, what the actual letter was, but it lists some big A16Z, right? There's like Silicon Valley venture firm, but also I see Zcash. So Zcash, a company, one of the companies that participated in the joint letter. So yeah, there's no Monero on there. But I don't know. It would be nice to have a Monero association of some sort in terms of participating in the lobbying that's going on. Actually, I should have included that story. Maybe I can bring that up later. There's a Zcash guy.
Well, see, that would have been easy enough to do. We could have just signed it the Monero community. That's the company.
Yeah. But yeah, just interesting to say. Next story here we have from the FBI Cyber Division. Let's go ahead and give a listen to their announcement here.
I'm Heath Yankee. Assistant Director of the FBI's Criminal Division.
And I'm Brett Leatherman, Assistant Director of the FBI's Cyber Division. Last year, Americans filed more than 1 million complaints with the FBI, reporting over $20 billion in losses to cybercrime and online fraud, a 26% increase in losses in a single year. Cyber criminals and nation-state actors are growing more sophisticated, targeting victims across the United States and around the world. Today, the FBI is announcing Operation Riptide, an ongoing, coordinated law enforcement campaign targeting criminal actors and the key services they rely on, their infrastructure, their tools and services, their communications platforms, and their money. Operation Riptide implements the priorities the White House set out in Executive Order 14390 and President Trump's cyber strategy for America.
Cyber-enabled crime, fraud, and predatory schemes are draining American families of their savings and preying on those least able to absorb the loss. These schemes increasingly operate through organized criminal networks and online services that support them, often reaching across borders to evade law enforcement. Operation Riptide is a collective effort, leveraging federal coordination and international engagement to confront that harm at its source. Executive Order 14390 directs the government to protect Americans from cybercrime, fraud, and predatory schemes, and the FBI has the authorities and capabilities to go after the criminal actors and the services and infrastructure they depend upon.
Our goal is to apply persistent pressure on cyber adversaries and destabilize the criminal ecosystems that enable them. Through targeted operations and sustained disruption, we will drive cascading costs, increasing risk, disrupting revenue, and degrading adversary capability. In recent weeks, the FBI carried out a broad range of enforcement actions against cyber threat actors, serving search warrants, securing indictments, arresting suspects, dismantling criminal infrastructure, and seizing millions in cryptocurrency. Together, these actions show that cybercrime carries real-world consequences, and the FBI will hold cyber criminals accountable for their actions.
Today marks the beginning of a focused, sustained national effort. Our criminal and cyber division teams, all 56 field offices, and our law enforcement attachés around the world are engaged in this mission. If you believe you are a victim of a cyber-enabled fraud or cybercrime, reach out to your local FBI field office or file a complaint at ic3.gov. Over the next 60 days, the FBI will impose costs and hold malicious cyber actors accountable. You will hear more from us as we work to protect the American people.
All right. But yeah, pretty crazy because they basically, perhaps most interesting about this from a Monero perspective is that they're saying they're going after the tools that they use. Operation Riptide is a collective effort. But yeah, they say that they're going after the cyber criminals' money, the money that they're using, and essentially the tools that they're using. So we shall see what the implications are of that. Next story we have here is ShopinBit. ShopinBit maybe needs to be renamed. ShopinBit monthly stats. This month is the highest Monero dominance we've ever recorded. Over 80%, 81.3% of all usage on ShopinBit was with Monero. BTC comes in second at around 15%, and then nothing else is really relevant. So people are choosing Monero when it comes to actually buying and selling things and using it peer-to-peer. They're using it as cash, as digital cash. That is tremendously bullish. But we need to keep growing that. We need to seize the day, guys. Seize the day.
Well,
what's that?
I said, well, damn, over 80%? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? All the Bitcoiners fell off on that. I mean, I guess also because maybe Bitcoin price went down so much too, right? Nobody's really looking to spend it right now. Whereas in Monero, there's always this culture of, You use it no matter what the price is.
Yep, you spend and replace in Monero.
Yeah, spend and replace. CyberSatoshi. So this came out. Okay, finally. Yep. So Zach XBT, he finally did tweet something out. This was as Monero, a couple of 12 hours after, or 24 hours after we saw the Monero pump in price, pumped up to like 420. And he sent out, I guess, Zach XBT. I don't know if he tweeted something out, or obviously this is in like a Telegram, but I don't know if he's tweeted out yet, Zach XBT, about it. But he was saying yesterday, June 11th, that some wallet address received 120 million worth of USDT on Tron and began transferring 12 million plus to KuCoin deposit addresses and 8 million to various instant exchanges. The entity created Monero orders, which caused the price to temporarily spike from 330 to 420. So this person had 120 mil that was of ill-gotten gains in USDT and was trying to turn it into Monero. Another 8 million was bridged from Tron to Bitcoin, Ethereum via near intents. So yeah. When these hackers get these ill-gotten gains, they look to move it into Monero, but they're finding issues with dealing with these other cryptocurrencies because they're so traceable. So it's not an issue with Monero. It's an issue with trying to deal with another crypto. So interesting to see. Like, we predicted this, I guess, months ago that we'd be seeing more and more of these things. And obviously it is bullish that they choose Monero, and I hope that continues to be the case. Not saying I want to continue to see hacks, but I hope they continue to choose Monero as their ultimate destination. Another update from XMRchat. XMRchat now has bios. Creators add a short description of yourself or your show. It will appear next to your name and logo in the XMRchat search results and on your tip page. So I got to go ahead and add that on my page. Okay, actually, you know what? I'll bring up this. I was kind of mentioning this before. So this Paul Brigner guy, he's a Zcasher. And he's the chief of policy and regulatory officer for Zottle. And he's saying he's also the founder of PGP for Crypto, which is like a fund. I'm excited to announce that PGP, Pretty Good Policy for Crypto, is pivoting into PGP, Pretty Good Policy for Zcash. PGPZ is a Washington, D.C. policy initiative focused on privacy-preserving digital cash. So it's basically a lobby, right? And Zcash is very effective at this, right? They're I see them tweeting out on X. They're hobnobbing with the lawmakers in D.C., right? Think of that what you will, but they're there behind the pearly white gates.
Take the hob off of that, and you got about the right answer.
So he tweeted this out, and I responded with, how about teaming up with Monero on this? It would make sense to advocate for untraceable digital cash in general, not just for Zcash, right? Or at least the leading real open source projects in the space, rather than focusing on one particular crypto. So saying, this lobby shouldn't be just lobbying for Zcash. It should be out there talking about the need for honest open source privacy tools like Zcash, like Monero, right? Should be talking about in terms of generalities. A united effort among open source privacy preserving technologies would be more impactful and lead to better policy, unlike a lobby for one coin that could seem like an effort to pump a single project instead of creating the best regulatory environment for the top open source privacy tech projects to prevail in the free market. Right? Like, if you're going to be out there selling yourself as I'm the guy who's, pushing these efforts, it shouldn't just be about Zcash, right? I mean, we understand why, but obviously trying to get him to collaborate. I actually have been advocating for crypto privacy preserving tech in general for a number of years. That is what the PGP for Crypto initiative was all about. And Monero never showed up. I never got an invite. This pivot to BGPZ is Zcash focused. If Monero has a similar initiative, I would be very interested in collaborating. So, yeah, obviously we never knew that, we were invited to participate in the PGP crypto initiative. But yeah, I responded, was Monero ever invited to show up? I think everyone missed that one. So how about inviting us now? We are here asking you to allow us to be a part of it. Please consider including Monero in your efforts. Maybe a good first step would be to have some Monero reps in your group, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, I'm now DMing with him. But yeah, maybe we could get some collaboration going, right? I don't know if I could get it to the point where it's PGPCZM, but maybe we can collaborate. But maybe we have to start our own group, right? Like I said, I think a lot of people in the community cringed at the thought of doing things like that. But if there's people out there in the Monero community that think it's a good idea and that have the skills to do it, reach out to me. Obviously, I'll help on my end in any way I can. I think we could get some funding to support the effort. But I think it's worth pursuing so we can keep ourselves protected. It's not ultimately what we rely on, but it might be worth putting some resources towards it. Next story. This is a big story. This just happened, I think, within the last 24 hours. Anthropic is tweeting out, the U.S. government, citing national security authorities, has issued an export control directive to suspend all access to Fable 5 and Mythos 5 by any foreign national, whether inside or outside the United States, including foreign national Anthropic employees. The net effect of this order is that we must abruptly disable Fable 5 and Mythos 5 for all of our customers to ensure compliance. Access to all other Claude models is not affected. We apologize for the disruption to our customers. We believe this is a misunderstanding and are working to restore access as soon as possible. So what's crazy about this, guys, is it's, this is just showing where we are headed in terms of governments using AI to their advantage for the purposes of surveilling and controlling society, right? We are working on open source money, right? We have it with Monero, money that's not controlled by any corporation or any state, and now we need open source AI.
I have a story about that, actually.
Yeah, go ahead.
Personally, this is just me personally, but this week I decided that I was going to try to run AI on my local computer here. So I downloaded the programs I needed to use it. And the dang thing actually worked. So open source AI does exist and you can use it. So definitely give it a try.
And decentralized AI, right? We need censorship proof where anybody can access it, just like anybody can access Monero, right? Anybody can access the AI, and the AI that's being built out on that network is truly open source, so anybody can contribute to it. And result being that I think we would have end up having the most powerful AI ultimately, right?
If anybody, if you need a starting point, the starting point would be to download the program Ollama, 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 and then the model you want is called OLMO, and it's from the AI2 Institute. That is a fully open source AI runner. Ollama is a fully open source AI runner, and OLMO is a fully open source AI, because you've got to be careful, because there's a difference between open weight AI and open source AI. Open weight AI is like having a car engine that you can put in your own car, whereas open source AI is having the blueprints to the engine and the car itself so that you can build the car from components that you buy. So you've got to be careful because there is a difference. Look for open source AI, not open weight AI.
Okay. And yeah, just this idea of a decentralized intelligence network too. That's why I've been bringing BitTensor up, because I am interested in it. And I did see that it actually pumped on this news. I don't know, maybe just a coincidence, but it pumped quite a bit compared to all other cryptos. And I think we need, Monero's not trying to do anything in this space really at all. It's a completely different space, I'd say, than, censorship-resistant private digital cash. But we need a censorship-resistant private, unstoppable AI system that we could all access. So I'm really keen on that coming to fruition. My technical understanding is that BitTensor has the best kind of first mover advantage in that area, and its ethos is pretty solid. They had an issue a couple of months ago with somebody rugging people from one of their subnets, blah 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 blah. But it's really interesting what they're doing, and with proof of intelligence instead of proof of work, which I believe even Arctic was interested in that concept. Would like to get Arctic's maybe opinion on BitTensor one of these days. But yeah, this Anthropic news is, it's no longer theoretical of what we're going to see with AI, right? Those that are in power, that are closest to the AI, are the ones that will benefit most from the AI, giving them an advantage. And with AI being as powerful as is becoming, it becomes a tremendous advantage, even if they just have access to it for a short time compared to everybody else. So we need an open source, accessible version of this, so nobody has an advantage. Otherwise, we're gonna be screwed. We're gonna be screwed, right? I mean, sound the alarm bells on that one. So I am interested in these projects that are trying to solve that issue. Last story I have of the day, we kind of already talked about this, right? So there was the Monero pump, Unstoppable, I think has a good take here. How not to move funds on chain. Someone moved 120.2 million USDT into a Tron wallet and tried swapping most of it for XMR. The buy was so big it pushed Monero 30% in hours. That caught everyone's attention. Tether then froze. And by the way, it wasn't like, I don't think 120 mil went into Monero. It was some small portion of that, and it still pumped Monero 30%. Tether then froze 72 million before the exit finished. What failed here wasn't Monero. It was using a freezable asset to enter it. Remember, USDT has a blacklist function. I mean, that's just crazy, right? That's obviously worse than the traditional system. You're using a programmable money that is controlled by the provider. Issuers can freeze any address anytime. Large buys on the thin markets create exactly the visibility you're trying to avoid. Self-custody isn't really self-custody when it comes to USDT and USDC. If the swapper tried swapping into BTC first and then gradually into Monero, it could have worked. Perhaps giving some advice there in general. But yeah, so that is the news for the week.
Please be aware, this is not the viewpoint of Monerotopia Incorporated.
Yes, this is not exactly. Another big week, I'd say, in Monero land. There's just endless examples of things going on that are extremely relevant to Monero. So we shall see what happens this coming week. I'm curious to hear more about what's happening with full chain membership proof development and reviewing Monero's code base with AI. I haven't been paying attention to the Monero Research Lab recently. a good guest on that can give us the latest. We had Justin Bierman a few weeks ago, but things are changing so fast now. I wanted to get Spirobel out there. Spirobel, if you're out there watching me right now, if you're throwing rotten tomatoes at me, I don't know. Spirobel does not like me right now. He didn't like some of my recent Monero Talk guests, which sorry man. But you're more than welcome to jump up on Monerotopia. He's got, he follows these things very closely. He follows Zcash development very closely. He's very critical of what we've seen in Zcash and how they handled fixing the bug and other things, and of Tachyon. So would like to get that viewpoint out there too. Somebody in the Monero community wants to step up and give that viewpoint, given everything that's going on, but also learning about what is the latest right now in the Monero Research Lab with regards to AI.
It really sucks to be that hacker, because if they stole 120 mil and then got 72 mil frozen, then they only got 48 mil out of it.
Do we know what it was a hack of?
I don't know. But like if Tether froze $72 million and they only got $48 million of their $120 million hack.
We need more on-ramps, off-ramps for Monero. We need Sarai DEX. We need Thorchain. Need to get listed on centralized exchanges. Why not?
I think you're beating a dead horse there. I don't think that's going to happen.
I think it will. I think it'll happen.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Not they got Zcash. They got shielded Zcash on there.
Not so anytime in the near future.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe in the long arc of time, but anytime in the near to midterm, I don't think so.
Yeah, it depends how things play out politically here. It's a long shot for a Republican to win the governorship, but if that happens, the bit license can be thrown away overnight. Not saying it would be. If anything, the best that would probably happen is, making it easier for people to deal with the bit license, and maybe a reduction in some of the regulations for exchanges.
See, the Monero community is just too based. Like, that's just the problem.
I know, and I'm like a little bit, right? You can't say I'm not, right? But I also play out in the open, because listen. I'm not leaving New York. Maybe partially at some point in my life, I'll be partially somewhere else and partially in New York. But my roots are here. My family's here. My family's here. Like, because of that, I'm never leaving. So I don't want to hide. I want to change my environment so that things like Monero are completely acceptable and normal. And usable by all. So it's worth fighting for me. One life to live, right?
You're a better person than I am, because I would just leave. I'd be like, no.
Yeah, I can't. I don't really have the choice.
Well, you have the choice. You're just choosing not to make that choice.
Yeah, I guess ultimately I have the choice, but I don't even consider it an option, right? Because I have so much family here, and if anything, it would be partially, or as things change in my family, people are getting older and whatnot. And
for me, the ideals kind of trump the family thing. For example, like, I'm willing to cut ties with my family if they don't want to use privacy services to contact me.
Yeah, for me, it's like, well, then what's the point if you can't bring the family along, right? Like. At least you're obviously your immediate family, right? You need everybody on the ship.
Yeah, see, that just makes you a better person than me.
No, I'm sure you're much better in other ways, perhaps. But yeah, So we don't really, we just have to grow adoption wherever we are. You're not saying you have to go out and be a public figure. But don't be afraid to use it out in the open, get others to use it. So we could go ahead and run viewers on stage. We're moving fast today, which is good.
We need to run the price report segment first to get the sponsor thing, though.
Oh, okay, yeah. Do we have anybody that wants to do... I mean, I guess we could just kind of do it. We could just kind of do it here. So, yeah, let's run price segment.
The Monerotopia Price Report segment is sponsored by Exelix, privacy-first multi-chain swap aggregator designed for seamless instant swaps. Exchange XMR instantly with the fully non-custodial, KYC-free experience and secure execution across hundreds of blockchains.
Okay. I'll bring it up. Get CoinGecko up here. So yeah, Bitcoin has been pretty flat, been going up a little bit. I mean, the rest of the market the broader market beyond crypto, has been pumping, right? NASDAQ, everything. We had the SpaceX IPO on Friday, right? It almost feels, really does eerily feel like the internet bubble, all the same things playing out. And it's like now you have the IPO phase, right? AI leading the way. So we had the internet bubble in the 90s, and now we're having the AI bubble. Unfortunately, crypto isn't really catching much of that. The hope is, I guess, that profits start to get rolled into crypto. And then also on the macro, right? Obviously, people betting on where interest rates are going. I mean, it's looking like they're going to have to, if anything, raise interest rates. And I think that's what the market is betting on. So instead of thinking that interest rates will be going down, despite the fact that Trump has kicked Powell out and put his own guy in there, that they're just going to have to raise. Given the data, it's going to be hard for them not, with inflation being so high.
Yeah, because CPI just came out at like 4.2%, and for the month, and then I heard that the producer price index came up at like 6%. So that's right, pretty hot.
Right. So, traditionally, right, if interest rates go up, that's not necessarily good for crypto, right? You want interest rates, if you want more money to flow into crypto, arguably, right? These are some of the way people view it. But bottom line is crypto is lagging here, or perhaps it was leading the market, right? It was the first one to dump. Maybe now the broader market will dump as well. And then maybe at some point, profits start to flow in from the NASDAQ and whatnot into crypto, and we have our run, right? I guess that would be kind of best case scenario. Or we're in an extended bear market here. Who knows? But what has been interesting is Monero's price action throughout all of this. So yeah, Bitcoin, obviously it crashed from the 80s all the way down to the 60s over the last couple of weeks, kind of stagnating there, seemingly feeling like it's starting to climb back up. And most other cryptos following along. But yeah, Zcash and Monero have been having interesting weeks. So let's look at which crypto has pumped the most 7 days. Actually, so yeah, BitTensor, as I was bringing up before. So BitTensor, I think, that's only within the last 24 hours. I think, and you also have Venice token, right? So also an internet computer. So it's all AI cryptos. So seemingly in response to that news, that Anthropic news, that not everybody's getting access to these latest models, right? And so the open source AI. Interesting. I always see Beldex. Beldex participated in Monerotopia, but they didn't want to give a talk. They're always a big mover. It's interesting. We'll have to have them on at some point. And they did participate in Monerotopia, and it was great, actually. We participate their sponsorship. So I don't know. Sure, if you have anything to say about the price, Monero pumped and it dumped.
It's just ranging. I think that's a good thing, actually.
Yeah.
I think when the price doesn't move.
I mean, look at that pump. Look at that pump. So I mean, there's people out there. They're like, no, they always say there was a hack, but we think, they think that people think that's like an attack, like they're trying to steal the narrative, saying like it's not actual people rushing into Monero for utility or whatnot, but that it's hacks. But I think that shows utility. So I don't even know how that is even benefits somebody trying to change the narrative. I mean, it's not even necessarily a bad narrative, right?
Well,
that's the way I view it.
If a hacker was smart, they would leave their money in Monero.
Right.
Because like getting it into Monero is one thing, but hackers are, at least some hackers are kind of stupid. And they're like, oh, I'll take this Bitcoin, I'll put it in Monero
it's crazy.
for 5 seconds, and then I'll put it back into Bitcoin. It's like, no, you idiot. What the hell are you fucking doing? Yeah.
Yeah. You would think they'd be smart enough, right? I don't get that. But so yeah, mega pumped back to 4. Monero loves that 420 number. That's always like a magical number for Monero. So we have to get back up to being like, we have to get to like stable 420 status. And obviously begin our climb to 1,000.
420 is magical time.
It's the million Monero question: who will hit 1,000 first, Monero or Zcash? Monero actually ended up pumping more, right? Back in the winter when we saw that wild pump, also allegedly from a hack. Monero almost pumped to 800. I think it did pump higher than Zcash, right, at that time.
I'm not sure, but I think it did cross 800, but just barely.
Yeah. And so, Zcash has also been very interesting, right? And obviously, it's been seeing some wild price action too, because of the exploit that was found. I mean, it mega dumped, but then it did come back. And Monero, at one point recently, over the last couple of days, passed it in market cap and price, as we were seeing the shielded pool drain. So interesting to watch the dynamics play out. It's exciting, right? The Zcash Monero race is exciting, actually. It's quite entertaining. And I think the competition is good. It's good for everyone. It's bringing in more interest, right? You want noobs to find. You want people that are just into crypto literally just for the pumps and you want them to find. That's how they're going to find. Unfortunately, that's how a lot of people are going to find it, right? Which isn't the worst thing in the world, right?
See, the interesting thing is that you even consider Zcash and Monero a race. Like, sure.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm listening to myself as I'm saying that. No, people are like, nah, it's like
maybe in price, but price is so easily manipulated. Like, especially with currencies with this low of market cap, the price is so easily manipulated that you can't trust it. Like, if I'm going to look at a race between Zcash and Monero, what I'm looking at is the transaction chart, like how many people are actually using the damn thing. And when you look at that, there's no even competition, at least not right now.
Yeah, I hear you. But like I was saying earlier, we can't sit on our laurels, right?
Oh no, of course not.
Yeah. One surprise to the downside is BCH got wrecked more than most recently. Yeah, I think I did see people like tweeting about that, talking about that. I don't know what is that all about. Maybe that has to do. Actually, we had Paul Stork on Monero Talk this week, and he's launching eCash. So maybe because eCash will effectively compete with Bitcoin Cash, maybe that's why. I mean, obviously it's pure speculation on my point, but I'm realizing that might be part of the case because he's launching that in August. And that's going to be like the first big Bitcoin fork since Bitcoin Cash. Is it going to compete at that level? And it was a very interesting talk with Paul. Once again, some people were very critical of the fact that I had Paul on. I don't know why. Like, Paul is, you could completely disagree with the fact that he's going and now creating eCash, but he's a genius. He really understands these topics really well. Sidechains, I mean, is a really cool idea, and now he's going and implementing it. And he's not anti-Monero by any means. Super OG. He's always been interested in Monero. He talks about it in a way where, like, maybe Monero is the one that wins. Like, he sees the value that Monero has. He sees that it is leading a network effect. If anything, he seems to take it more seriously than he takes, Zcash. He does think we're going to live in like a one coin to rule them all world, not a one chain to rule them all world, but a one coin, and then, maybe that ends up being Monero, but maybe that's what was affecting the BCH price. I mean, it's pure speculation, but I think that's actually a pretty good theory.
I haven't gotten to that episode yet because I've just been catching up on podcasts because I fell behind, so I've been like listening to podcast after podcast, catching up.
Yeah, I would like to see Monero surge and pass Zcash for a little bit here, and we'll see with Thorchain as well. Like, I think they're still down, right? They need to really work their way back up from the pit. I'm still hopeful that they could do the right thing, work their way back, get realigned, and go live with Monero. So that's exciting. And yeah, I would love to hear from Luke Parker with regards to Sarai. I'm sure he has his head down, so he's not really looking to talk much right now because also waiting on full chain membership proofs. But would also, where are we at with Sarai? When's that happening? Anything you want to say for price?
Nope.
All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and
Monero.
run. Yeah, let's go ahead and run viewers on stage. It was a crazy week in price. Hopefully, it'll be another one.
Bye,
The
Monero.
Monerotopia Viewers on Stage segment is sponsored by XMR.win, the first Monero-based prediction market. Privately and anonymously predict the future with Monero. No email required for sign-up and no KYC ever. Deposit any crypto to place wagers, but always get paid out in XMR.
Please gamble responsibly in accordance with the laws of your jurisdiction.
Nice. Had that little disclaimer there. I like it. Please gamble responsibly with the laws of your jurisdiction.
I have a little visitor over here. So who we got? We got Alaska. What's going on, bro?
It's been a great week, bro. I mean,
Tell us.
One of the things that I'd point out about price, have you noticed how insanely close this race is? I know that you had commented on the Zcash Monero race. But another thing is, you barely touched on the fact that the speed at which Monero is gaining on Bitcoin is kind of interesting. So over the past year, our average would be about 0.003 if I were to just ballpark from looking at the chart. But we had a low of almost exactly 0.002. And now we've been touching on 0.006 for quite a while. So we're about triple our lows, and we're double the average versus Bitcoin. So at this point, at least for the last year, the store of value argument has officially been mangled and murdered and crucified. If you leave XMR in the race, you would have been better off storing your wealth in Monero for the last year than you would have.
Yeah, that is
with BTC.
That is huge, right? That is the thing that we should be most bullish about for sure.
And my question is where the fuck is where is the teeth from the Monero Twitter army fighting tooth and nail to point out to these Bitcoiners that your last argument is now dead? You're right. Like because how many things have we been through now? At first it was the argument for the network effect. Well, we just saw that people are using Monero at it's 4-to-1, right? It's actually better than that. It's 4-to-1 on any real data that we have, people using Monero to buy stuff and not Bitcoin. And then the second thing is the digital gold argument has also been like resoundingly murdered, because it's like, okay, there's gold and there's Bitcoin. Which one of these is acting like gold? Gold is still doing what it's done for 6,000 years, and Bitcoin is not doing what gold does. So that one's dead. And then they say store of value, and it's like, oh, you must be talking about switching to Monero then, because Monero is clearly both the currency that is used and the store of value. So at what point do you tell these people, it's like, hey, Gresham's law would tell you right now to start moving your Bitcoin into Monero as quickly as you possibly can. And then another thing that's really, really interesting is if you look at the trend in crude oil prices and the trend in gold prices, you're starting to see that slow separation where it looks like gold might be breaking free from the oil price conundrum that usually gold has, because the main input cost for adding gold to the market is crude oil. And I don't think people understand that we have something that, they always say like, oh, this time is different. Well, it's not that this time is different. It's just that there aren't many comparable times to history, which is, what is the one liquid asset that a bunch of Arab countries have that isn't oil? Because oil is a pretty highly liquid commodity. Well, the one thing that they have a lot of, if they need liquid right now, they can sell gold into the market because these Arab countries have a lot of gold. So you would imagine that if your primary input cost, which is oil, is going through what it's going through, and those people who produce oil and their markets as far as cash flow are highly dictated by oil, you're going to see them having to either sell or lease their gold in order to cover their shortfalls. Well, you see people selling gold into the market as the cash flow tightens around these Arab countries. So, and I mean, I can't prove this. Let's just call it an Alaskanon gut reaction. But if the case is that they had to make some of their gold dollars, then this is what you would expect to see, is it not? So why is it that Monero can handle this inflow and outflow of a liquid commodity, but Bitcoin can't? Well, they built their whole narrative around the idea that it's digital gold, which was probably stupid, but that's where we're at, which is when gold goes liquid and has to saturate the market for cash flow, there were buyers for it. When Bitcoin went liquid, because Saylor, I mean, think about this. So for those of you that don't know, Michael Saylor's argument for selling his Bitcoin is, oh, I paid 92 cents on the dollar to close out this debt. But the debt that he closed out was a zero interest loan. So if Michael Saylor is saying that Bitcoin is going to hold its value against the dollar and the dollar is doomed and dead and so on, you would think that he would want to hold a zero interest loan as long as he possibly can. But he didn't. He closed it out by selling his Bitcoin. So the Bitcoin bubble is looking to pop at about the same time as this AI bubble is about to pop. Meanwhile, people are still using Monero. Monero is still pumping. Like our argument has now proven, and this is not, Mr. Alaskan on the Monero cheerleader talking here. This is, the data is showing you unequivocally that Monero is doing everything it's set out to do. And the argument for why we came to Monero in the first place, the bulk of us, why we left Bitcoin in the first place, privacy did in fact matter. And digital cash-like properties did in fact matter. And all of the narratives that the BTC crowd used have completely fallen apart. You see what it's the data's there. And I mean, here's Body to the rescue to explain this. And
listen, brother, I can't rescue anybody. Like, we got kicked out of the Bitcoin conference with the police. I had to call the police. I had to call the police on the fucking Bitcoin conference because they were like, "Sir, you cannot leave, sir." I was like, "Wait, no, but we're just trying to leave."
Yeah, that was illegal, by the way.
It was actually extremely illegal.
What the hell happened here?
Buddy, what's up, bro? What happened?
Hey.
Body's tearing up Europe right now.
So first of all, I'm going to confess, and then we're going to talk about what they actually know. They don't know shit. So yesterday, we snuck into the VIP section and we stole a bottle of wine, and we had a totally nice time.
Yeah, we snuck into the lounge. We've been everywhere.
We've been everywhere. And then today, they fucking upped their security. They were like, you cannot enter without a fucking wrist badge. And I also was drunk, and so I lost my wrist badge. It's just my green wrist badge. And so Siren, which you need to have on your show, by the way, Doug. Siren.
I've been there twice.
I know, but you gotta be, again. She was so beautiful. She was so nice. She was like, Body, take my green wrist badge and come back for me. I always come back for her. Every time. Every fucking time. I'll always come back. So we did actually, we did sneak into the conference again.
We had an amazing time, honestly.
On the white couches?
Yeah, on the white VIP couches, but we were being too obnoxious. Like, we had so much fun.
It was my fault, actually. I mean, you guys know, I was just like saying the N-word too much.
Scrolling the whole day.
So check this, no, bro, check this shit out. So we stuck into the Bitcoin conference, whatever. And we were like on the white couches, like, oh no, the VIP section. Oh, so VIP jacked, bro. And then I walked right outside of the couch and he was like, no, you can't be here. And then like 5 dudes showed up.
And that was only because you walked away from that area to grab more booze.
No, I was wrong. You were right. You told me not to do it, actually. You were like, bro, we don't need any more booze. Like, don't. Because we were literally going to get on stage. You saw the picture.
Also, it sucks. It's not worth paying money for that conference. I recommend that everybody sneaks in for free.
It's so pretty lame,
no.
Yeah, it's so lame. The talks are so shitty and like
so fucking lame. Like these like fucking dudes, they like surrounded us. There was like, you cannot go from the Bitcoin conference. We were like, can we please leave? And they're like, you cannot leave. We're gonna call the cops. They called the cops on us, bro. I have fucking pictures of the Pro Hog police.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the talks are really lame. Everything is really lame. Like, there's no networking opportunities like they claim. They try to upsell you tickets. Like, you can upgrade your ticket to the highest tier and have access to the VIP lounge or whatever, but it's really shitty as well. Like, we've been everywhere, so we know. And also, their ticket prices increase at midnight. Like, what are you, an airline? They're grifting so hard.
It's so grifted.
Wait, hold on.
Have you guys seen Bawdy's post on X?
Bro, we were on stage. No, look it up. Look it up. Go there on that. Go. Go to X. Sir, please. We were on stage.
That is so okay. So Yuli and I were talking. I think this was like yesterday or the day before, because I got, if you're gonna hire an artist, right? So I've been talking to Yuli, and we were just talking about a campaign on how Monero is where all the fun people are. And I think it's funny how then the following Saturday, like Bawdy has the perfect example of how like stiff and stuffy and like awful Bitcoin has become.
I was so stiff, bro. I was so fucking stiff. They couldn't handle it.
But then you go to Monerotopia and it's like, no, the cops are waiting outside to arrest you. And
bro, that was the worst part about it all. Like, they took the cops like an hour to get there, and then when they showed up, there was like a man and a woman cop. They were like man woman cop duo, and they were like, tell us about what you did. And I was like, I just want to leave. And then she was like, no, you don't understand. I am the authority. Tell me about how you want to leave.
Honestly, you felt this way.
I swear to God, like, it was so stupid like that.
Trying to assert her authority or whatever. She really wanted to get out of there. Like, she knew that her time was being wasted, and she hates crypto bros.
Shit, okay.
Both of them, like, they didn't want to talk. They just wanted to get out of there. They knew this was bullshit. I don't think we'll come out of it.
This is why it's good to have a fucking good woman with you that interprets things in a different like fashion. Siren, I believe that's a better interpretation than whatever the fuck I was thinking. Yeah, I was like, Hurricane.
When I tell you guys, we've been everywhere.
I swear to God,
look at us
fucking like sneak on the stage, like Jimmy Song.
we have the picture. We're looking at the picture right now.
Yeah,
And also, you guys.
So wait, how
you guys,
long were you up there before they kicked you off?
So the first day, like we've been there whole day basically. They didn't notice.
Yeah.
Today, actually no, the first day, no, yesterday's the second day, I think, and today is the last day, the third day.
We still fucking penetrated.
Yeah, we still managed to get in. Like,
They should have fucking thanked us. They should have been like, come to the fucking like top level bar. You guys did fucking great. Like,
you guys, just so
they
this
should have
can
fucking
be,
thanked us.
just so this can be recorded. If you can find my repost of this post, you're gonna see that their official Instagram account left a reaction. They fucking liked my post, which was a repost of this post.
They probably have a bot like it's just automatically pushing their anything that has like BTC prog in it, just auto like. And I think it's cool that they have some Monero.
Guys, it is not about because they hired
fucking thanked us.
They hired this Bitcoin. No, they hired this Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's like this big white man.
They hired this Bitcoin marketing company, and like, so my post was liked by two people. One, this was like the official account of BTC Prague, and the second like came from the guy who is like the founder of that company. I don't believe it was botted. It's like they're so unaware. We trolled them too hard. It's over.
They don't understand.
Dude, the culture in Bitcoin is so dead. Like, it's so dead. There's no coming back from being that like corporatized. There's no coming back from being that lame. You know, it kind of reminds me of like, you remember how dead the Democrat Party was in 2016? Like that's where
You mean Joe Biden?
Yeah. You remember how just like they had so lost the plot that like even their own like hardcore warriors are just like, yeah, this is lame, dude. It's like I'm trying to come up with a way to crystallize it, but it's like if you've been to Monerotopia and then you take like the story that you just told about BTC Prague, it's like that has to be as lame as you can get at that point, where it's like you are kicking out. You are
listen. I don't know where we're gonna go, but like maybe we should go somewhere. Where is it gonna vote on where we should go?
We need to go to another European country.
I thought we could go to like Italy or something. Can I say Kyle in Italy? I definitely can't say Kyle in like UK. Here.
Go to Germany and just like say all of the stuff that you're not allowed to say and see what happens.
Well, let's take a vote. Where should I go?
You'd have to be careful.
You know what? I'm sorry. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm sorry for like saying a bad word. I'm so sorry. Siren, take over, please.
Be careful with that
also
Monero word while you're at BTC conferences.
Yeah, the Monero word. I'm so sorry.
Let me quickly bring up some of these Monero chats. Cyberbliss tip 0.002 XMR adding to Alaska Bitcoin. Wait, hold on. Not a good time to be. Hold on.
I'll read it for you. Adding to Alaska Bitcoin is good for one thing: the worship of and making of dollars. But if it continues to perform worse than gold and Monero, what's the point then? The point is to save your ego. You go down with the ship, but it's very sad. I couldn't agree more, man. It's like how many of us in the Monero space at one point were Bitcoin maxis? I guess you could have never really called me a maxi, but like I couldn't have been more all about Bitcoin like way back in the day. Same. You know, it's because I'm used to the idea of, software has to go through iterations and, it has to be improved and whatever. It was a beautiful thing as is until it ossified for like, what are we at, like 50 years now, 70 years since the last time Bitcoin had any kind of improvement whatsoever. It feels like forever though. And in the crypto economy, it basically is 70 years, right? Like if you have no new tech, no new improvements, like your core is totally captured. You can't use it as cash. Like in my opinion, like 80+% usage for Monero on a ShopinBit should be a death sentence to Bitcoin Core. Like at this point, they should be running for the exits. Like that's horrible because Is it just there aren't enough people that have heard of Bitcoin yet? Are they gonna go back to that one now? Like there's just not enough people who have heard of it. So like we still have this massive adoption wave just like barely over the horizon or what? No. Like they have nothing left. So I don't know, man. Like I have never regretted having a wallet full of Monero before the boating accident, you know.
Everybody has heard of Bitcoin, so there's no way they can pull that one off.
And we have
if you guys could pull up the other XMR chats, or if Justice can, I gotta step back here.
I already did. No, go back up. Or is that Justice? Bring it back up, please, Justice. There we go. Quadricelata tipped Monero. You should reach out to Basic Swap Dex, folks. They have had a good MoneroCon talk. Basic Swap is coming to mobile and with integrations into major wallets, including Cake for their swap. That is a really good idea.
Oh, nice.
Basic Swap should come on up.
Yeah, for sure. We've had them on many times. They've been a part of the Monerotopia conference throughout the years. We've had Dr. Kapil.
Well, what better topic than to talk about wallet integrations?
Sounds like they made some good progress. Yes.
Yeah, like we need more people to be adventurous and jump into like wallet integrations. Keta Monero tipped some Monero. Creating a new listing on XMR bizarre. I wonder why USDT is the default currency and XMR is only the second last.
Yes, I would like to know this as well.
Yeah, XMR must be the
No comment. I mean, I guess we can look into doing that. I don't know.
Let me tell you something.
I'm open to it.
Nah, all right.
Look, bro,
so here we are in the fucking Pro Hog bar. I don't want to be a problem, you know. Like I've been a problem a lot of times.
Buddy is just tearing it up over there. Buddy is tearing it up.
Bro, the police came to the fucking Bitcoin Pro Hog conference and they kicked us out with the police. They kicked us out with the police.
The organizer came down.
So like
he was so pissed. He was this fat man with a dirty beard. He was like looking at us pissed. And he was recording us the whole time too. You guys might see us on Twitter.
Actually, you know what? We're famous.
You're famous. We're fucking famous.
That's the perfect picture of what Bitcoin has become. It's a bunch of suits recording you,
dude,
calling the police and licking the boot. Like that's
dude. The VIP area.
It's a surveillance coin. It's a straight up surveillance coin.
Fun. No talking about freedom at the Bitcoin conference.
No, listen to Siren right now. She's gonna tell you.
Stop shouting. All right, so the VIP area that we infiltrated, and we sat to watch the talks from
white couches.
It's the white couches. They're full of these people wearing suits, extremely corporate.
But we were extremely
business casual, whatever.
Mostly racist.
And the other plebs, the common plebs, are sitting on these plastic black chairs right behind them. And also the talks.
No, that's not a racist thing.
The talks are really corporate, but they're also we are very sovereign. We don't believe in the government. We don't believe in the government.
Correctly before you guys.
And then yet they call the cops on us on the.
No, we got kicked out by the cops. Actually, they were like, we're not going to let you leave, sir. You can't leave without the cops. And I was like, sure, fine. I had to call the cops on their ass. I had to fucking call the cops on that.
We asked them, do you guys believe in Bitcoin? And they were like, no. They really wanted to scare us, but we were having such a great time. And the organizer was pissed.
Yeah, of course he was.
Did you say that at the VIP section, they have ghetto plastic chairs for the slave class? Even
no, it was beautiful. Yes. It was so comfortable.
You heard that's right. For the plebs, they had these ghetto plastic black chairs.
The plastic
and the corporate people were sitting right in front of them in this in these comfy white sofas, but they weren't that comfy. I was sitting there, so I would know. And I took a bunch of pictures too.
Also, we sold a bottle of wine. I don't know how that happened, but we did.
And we had access to free booze too in their VIP lounge elsewhere.
Every time.
And there were.
We stole a hat.
No, listen.
Picture of the hat.
Yeah, we're gonna show you a hat. No, I think you should wear it. Yeah, you should wear it.
Give me your sunglasses.
Wait, guys, wait a second.
Sorry, guys.
We're gonna turn the camera on.
For real, yeah, it's over.
Dude, we need to get the meme architects on this immediately. This idea of there's like slaves in the back in the plastic chairs with the suit guys.
Bro, I'll be your slave back. I'm slave jacked.
Look at this.
Slave jack.
I'm a Bitcoin pirate. He's not. He's not
about Bitcoin. It's like his.
Text me if you can.
They are totally the USS Commodore.
He doesn't see. He doesn't know.
Oh, we see it. I mean, that's we got the Monero tech.
I believe that my woman is more beautiful than I am, so put the fucking sunglasses on.
No.
I mean, you are a handsome fella, body, but
yes, you're a handsome fella.
I'm so handsome, Jack.
Are you two together?
Yeah.
Well,
Normally?
no, I don't mean like
Of
that.
course.
I mean like actually together.
Yeah, he picked himself up a Monero-chan.
Nice.
Body knows.
Lick
he's
me.
right.
Okay. Nice.
Dude, I can't get over like the visuals of all of this though. Like, remember the interview that Doug just did? What was that, like yesterday or 2 days? I don't know.
Doug is like out. Doug is done. He's like, you guys are so fucking stupid, and he had to leave.
But the thing is the last Monero Talk interview that we just had on the show was he was talking about how the Bitcoin culture is captured, and in real time, like less than 24 hours later, like Body has the ultimate example of just
Bro, I got fucking kicked out of that conference.
They are
with the police.
so rotten, and they don't have integrity.
Dude,
and
nobody. We actually, we were like, let's get kicked out. Let's get kicked out by the police. Let's get kicked out by the police.
It actually happened.
It actually, it was so organic. But
yeah, and also,
by the way, there's like poppy seeds. Like I see so many flowers. I've been eating flowers.
I'm thinking.
You know what else I just realized about this conference, BTC Prague? Has anyone heard any news about anything interesting at all coming out of that conference?
all the talks were so boring.
Yeah.
There was nothing new. Like it's just
no
it's a
news,
circle jerk.
Actually, our news was the best news. Like when we fucking like snuck into the conference and
we made it fun.
we made the best news. They wish they could news. They didn't have sausage nudes. Like nobody has.
I'm just wondering. We took a bunch of fun pictures everywhere, and also
So
we went upstairs, downstairs, every single room, even the staff. Like
the staff wish they were as us.
there were checkpoints everywhere. They really wanted people to pay for
Checkpoints?
more tickets.
Wait, checkpoints?
Yeah, they were just
Like
checking for tickets. Several,
checkpoints?
they were checking for tickets every single, basically corridor and stuff, like multiple times, and we bypassed all of them.
Their
Dude,
security
Bitcoin
was
is like papers.
No, we
please.
bypassed because
the security was like deficient.
so they were looking for like there were bracelets with different colors, and we found some bracelets.
We found tux.
We found tux.
We actually found tux. Yeah.
The second day of the conference,
But
like
he
our first day,
He would never admit.
we infiltrated and we went up with tux, and he was so surprised, like we weren't supposed to be there.
You know what? We shouldn't. Here's the problem. We posted about our infiltration on the first day, and then they were like, "Do not infiltrate," and we're like, we're gonna fucking infiltrate again. Like, please, sir, like,
You sound like a pirate.
no, but like for real, that's what happened. Like, it's not even a lie. Like, we went there for the first day, and we were like, let's just walk in the front door,
And
and we did
we
walk in
looked
the
so
front door.
cool. We dressed up so ridiculous.
Wish they could be as fucking cool as shit as we are.
Cypher
They
Bliss
don't have any.
2.002 XMR. We agree BTC is getting embarrassing. Focus on Monero. It's not perfect, but I would say if you're not a developer, stop worrying about quantum or AI. Monero works. Use it as long as it continues to use more freedom, use it. You know, the body, I think what's
definitely.
interesting about all of this, though, on top of that is, so you're describing a situation of like full-blown papers, please, Gestapo. And then if you go to Monerotopia, I was never asked for any ID, any bracelet, any proof of any kind. Like,
well, all I'm gonna say, wait, can I? It's over, dude. I'm gonna fucking put you up against the wall. I'm gonna fucking like hang you out and fucking be like, give me your papers, sir. Please, sir. Give me your fucking papers. And it's over. I know who you are now, man.
What?
Mr. Alaskan man.
Yes.
I'm gonna fucking put you up against the wall.
Also, for the record, the first day that we spent in that conference, we dressed up ridiculously sure, but both of us were wearing Monero shirts.
Yeah, actually, we were.
Also, we were wearing the lanyards and the name tags from the MoneroCon conference.
Turn on the camera.
What we had on, we were wearing
We walked into this conference, Bitcoin conference, like a dish. Like
it says MoneroCon.
No, like this.
Yeah. And we had Monero t-shirts on.
It was, well, you know, we were just having fun.
It should be, hello,
Also,
my name is the real Bitcoin. It's like
basically, yeah.
It's
Basically.
like you need the police to get out of the Bitcoin conference at this point.
Actually, we literally had to like call the police. Like we literally had, we couldn't leave. We couldn't leave. We had to call the police to leave.
But the only reason why we did that was like they were holding us hostage, and then at some point they said like they couldn't make up their mind how to handle us. Like we're like, okay, sorry guys, we're gonna leave. But like they were like, they want to scare us. They weren't sure. I guess the organizer was really butthurt and pissed.
Maybe he was like, "Oh, it's a fucking Monero, bro."
Yeah.
Guess I don't know. Like,
And
who the
at some point they said they.
Who is like
The security guards were bitches.
Leave anyway, like that security guard would have an interesting time trying to like body, you know. It's like homies fucking
there's 5 of them.
No, like listen, brother, we don't have to.
And
fucking,
they were
like,
violent.
They were violent, actually. I was trying to walk outside, and they were like, "You cannot walk outside." I was like, "Dude."
They were getting violent with us too.
I was fucking angry. Like I was fucking about to get violent with them, and I was like, "No, don't do that. Don't do that. Just call the cops. It's fine." The cops respect violence.
They were we were waiting for them to fucking think of something. Like, you want to call the cops? Call.
Yeah. What's your fucking probable cause, sir?
And then
Jesus fucking Christ.
I mean,
no, like for real. Like I'm not joking. Like this is not a joke. Like we.
And then like they at some point said, we called the cops, you gotta wait for them.
I was like, good. Yeah, I called the cops, by the way.
And then I didn't believe them because like we were there for a long time. And then I called the cops because like they cannot have us hostage like that. And he was like, oh, you don't know Czech law. Well, I live in Europe.
Oh, by the way, Czech law is fucking Eurofag law. And I know American law. And by the way, I'm better than you. And by the way, I'm fucking better than you.
So like, also, I guess they don't know their own law because like, you can't just hold someone hostage, and that's a criminal offense. And what we did is
we can fucking sue that nigger.
What we did
right now.
What we did is like, most likely nothing will come out of it, but at worst it's like an administrative offense, which is like a parking ticket, or like you go on the bus, you forget to activate your ticket, and you get one of these. Like it's fucking nothing.
What he did was fucking criminal.
Yeah, what they did was criminal. It was a horrible conference.
So amazing.
Totally horrible conference.
But we had so much fun.
We fucking got. We agreed to get kicked out of the conference. Actually, we fucking succeeded.
Like to just think about like the absolute state of crypto right now is so fascinating to me. Like this, or you know, another.
That's the gayest response ever, dude. That's fucking so gay.
Yeah, or another thing about it is like, okay, so these people, how much of their hat is now hung on like the existence of the of these stable coins, right? And I wonder how many people at the Bitcoin conference talked about the 72 million of frozen stable coins for one transaction. You know, are they talking about like, oh yeah, you know, I can't wait for him to end up in Bitcoin because, you know, that's where freedom money is. No, they would have never said anything about it. Meanwhile, we're over here like, should have used Monero, bro.
Yeah, they are blissfully unaware.
Dude, this is like the poster child for like the absolute state of crypto. Celador said, should have used Monero indeed. Like it's so sad. It's so sad what Bitcoin has become. Like you just know if, like, let's say Doug threw somebody out for talking about Bitcoin at Monero Talk, like you would never hear the end of it. You know what I'm saying? Like you would never hear the end of, oh, this, you know, it's supposed to be freedom, it's supposed to be open. Like you'll never hear any of these Bitcoin maxis talking about like, oh, the conference was lame because they're throwing out alternative ideas and so on. Like it's just such a failure.
So during one of these talks, it's like, it wasn't a good talk. It was pretty boring, honestly. I don't know much to say. Like, there was nothing unique about it, so I'm having a hard time describing it to you. It's also stuff we already know. We were like kind of laughing at it. Like, it was just a bunch of stupid stuff. And then there was this man sitting in front of us, and I was like, stop being so disrespectful. And then we turned to him and said, we don't respect this, but we're just going to go. I mean, there was literally nothing good about it. And the organizers, like, I don't think they believe in anything, or they don't care about community, and there's no like hacker values, whatever. They just want to make money. Like, this conference was a cash grab.
You know, Celador actually he crystallized it perfectly, because you were talking about how like they're double checking that they got their money at every corridor, every corner, papers, please.
Exactly.
RSR. And then Celador just commented in the chat, shit, man, Doug offers free admission if needed. I mean, leading up to the conference, almost every show, it's like, hey, if the ticket price isn't going to work, you know, hit me up on Proton. We'll make sure that, you know, you get in. Like, if you can't afford, you know, it's like,
that's really nice of him.
Together a way to help people get in if they can't afford it. And meanwhile, Bitcoin conferences, like,
and these scummy organizers, these scum, they have like posters everywhere. Oh, you want to upgrade your ticket? Go to the info desk and pay a little bit more. Like, that's, come on, dude. And also like, there were 3 tiers of tickets, or 4. Like, that's crazy. Here.
Dude, it's just crazy to me, man. Like how far they've lost the plot. But I mean, I haven't been a part of it in forever, but I guess I saw it coming, you know? Like, I think we all saw it coming. And that's the thing about like when your whole orthodoxy is greed and number go up, and all you think about is how to you know, fill your bags. Then you go to the conference, and what are they doing? Number go up, fill my bags. Like, it has become everything it preached. And that's exactly the point of holding on to your values, is, you know, and that's the first thing she says, right? It's like, there's no cypherpunk ideology. They believe in nothing.
Yeah.
You know, that's exactly what it is. They believe in nothing.
And also, we dressed up kind of funny, like wearing funny hats and like sunglasses in this dark venue. Honestly, we were expecting people to look a little bit degenerate, or like, I don't know, some stupid looking people. But we were so surprised because everybody was wearing suits, or they were like business casual. That was so strange. And like, they had this after party in the bar. Again, it was the same crowd of people. They were extremely corporate.
Yeah, meanwhile at Monerotopia, you got guys in like pirate costumes and stuff, you know. So Alexander Sidorenko tipped Monero. In terms of liability and convicting people transacting with Monero, ring signatures are radical. Even if a transaction were traced, that's far from proving guilt. Ring signatures provoke law enforcement. Suspicion isn't proof. I will miss that in XMR. And that's kind of true too. Like, there's something kind of cool about how ring signatures are like provocative without providing evidence, you know. But then again, we need to keep moving towards the finest tech, because we now live in a world where even the slightest bit of like circumstantial evidence is enough for them to just throw you in prison forever, you know, because it's not like the government cares about the law anymore. So, you know, you just need to stay off the radar entirely. And apparently also at Bitcoin conferences, the only way to attend is to stay off of it. You will shut up and enjoy the stuff he talks and pay us money, or you are not welcome in our club.
Eat your pheasant, drink your wine. Your days are numbered, bourgeois swine.
We're sorry, sir. Get in the peasant chair, the plastic one behind me. Sar.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. I don't know what to do with all the pictures, like with all the footage we have. Maybe we should document it somehow. Maybe a blog post or something.
Dude, the people need it. Like we've got to get this out there, man. Like that was the tagline that I think, was it Yuli or was it me? One of us had this idea of a Monero catchphrase being "Come for the freedom, stay for the culture." You know, like the idea of like what brings you here is you're trying to get out from under the boot, but what keeps you here is the fact that this is where the fun people are. You know?
Yeah.
And it is where the fun people are. Like all of the coolest people I know I met through this, as far as like, if you wanted to have a good time, it's all my Monero friends are the people that have the best time, you know?
If you want to have a good time, then come to Prague and sneak into the Bitcoin conference with fucking ProHog, Bowdy, and Siren.
I'm thinking of turning this into a tradition where we do this yearly.
Let's get kicked out with the police every year. We're coming back. It's over. Fucking over.
I could get on board with that. I think I'd do that.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, like, we got fucking kicked out with the police. They were like, you cannot sneak into the Bitcoin Pro Hog. And we're like, are you kidding me? They're like, fuck you. I can sneak into whatever the fuck I want. But they're like, you have to leave. I'm like, I'm going to leave, bro. I'm going to leave.
They also lied to us.
And then, yeah,
if you pack your stuff,
you
can leave right now. We want you to leave. And then they blockaded the...
Do not believe them.
Yeah, they also lied. I mean, they were scum. They also lied.
They are inward.
They lied to the police and said we stole a laptop. And then
the police were like, can you show me your laptop? And they didn't fucking care. Like, they didn't care at all.
So they lied to the police, and I think they said it was a MacBook. Like, and then... So
why would I Mac? Why would I Mac?
So, Bawdy, do you want to tell about your laptop, or should I keep this?
No, I bought a framework. You know, you can fucking hack me now. I got a framework. It was so fucking cool.
2 other laptops, but we don't have, like, we don't use Mac, so we don't have Macs.
Mac is good.
And they just lied. They just lied to waste our time and the cops' time and whoever staff time. Like, scum.
That's the most thing that I was like, they're wasting our time. Like, most of all, I was like, they're going to waste our time. Okay, sure, fine. We can stay here for an hour. And they were like, we want to hang out with you because you're so fucking cool with your fucking sunglasses and your fucking pirate hat. And we were the fucking best conversation they had in the last 20 weeks.
We were the coolest people.
Seriously. It's not even a joke. Like,
no, seriously.
They were going to talk about us for like 20 more weeks, I guess, friend ProHog.
Because they got nothing else to talk about. No.
I'm so sorry for saying I'm not until.
Man, what a banger for the viewers on stage segment. Just like surprise. Dude, that's so wild. Like, the other thing that kind of like jumps out at me though, the idea that they lied to the police to try to get you. So you could almost think of it like, not only has Bitcoin fallen as far as we just talked about, but now they're basically asking the police to find your laptop and like split your box, right? Like, it's so
my box.
At this point, it's like, yeah, go seize this Bitcoin too. They don't even have like the idea of like not your keys, not your crypto. They're like, police, go find his keys.
Not my dick, and not my fucking like police. I love the police. I called the police. We're so policed.
Bawdy, I have a question for you. What substances have you been ingesting? I've never seen you like this.
Don't
Bro.
On air.
Only Pilsner, like beer.
Pilsner, yeah.
Did I tell you guys about the weed?
No, actually, I'm kind of angry at you. Doug, listen, Doug, I'm kind of angry at you, man, right now. Listen to me, Doug. Get on the horn. Siren.
Sure, he can hear you. It's just not.
No. Siren is the fucking Siren is the bitch that you don't know that you need to talk to.
Okay, so when the cops were there, they told each other that they smell weed.
They were like, oh,
people smell like weed.
Pointing at us.
Of course, they're.
I was like, search my bag, sure, fucking nigger.
And they just didn't want to get out of there. Like
they
didn't want to deal with them or us.
Stupid.
Like
so fucking stupid.
I low-key wish they kind of went in.
I wish we had goulash.
I don't know. I actually don't wish anything. I don't believe in the police, but it was stupid of them.
Sure.
In police, but I do believe in men with guns that wear funny outfits and abuse you. I do believe in that.
I wish we could. I wish we could have mean that, but it doesn't allow.
No. Listen, bro. I have to tell them the story. I have to tell them what happened. I have to tell them. So we went to a fucking bar, Bitcoin bar, and we were saying words and some British dude was like, you should not say the N-word. And he fucking hit me in the face, and I was like, bro, chill the fuck out, dude. He fucking slapped me in the face. He did that. And I was like, stop it. It's fine.
See, Bitcoin is all about censorship now. I don't know if you heard, but
apparently, yeah.
Oh, and that guy, even though what he did was, maybe assault. We don't
saw
care.
him later.
We don't care. Whatever.
I honestly don't care.
And then he was like, I want to call the police on you for hate speech.
Oh, so fucking hateful.
And it wasn't something directed at him or anyone either. It was a joke. And he got so mad.
Yeah.
Cellador just commented, to be fair, they are European. Generations of internalized serfdom is a hell of a drug.
Ain't that the damn truth? Wow. Europe is so fucking cooked.
What happened here? I heard Bawdy call him a name.
Doug, I love you, sir. Sorry.
So much has happened.
Oh my
you
God.
sound very deep-pilled.
You guys, not all of Europe is like this. It's just mostly British people.
Yeah.
And wherever they go, Czech people don't care. All right. And Eastern Europe, Northern Europe, we don't care either. But somehow something is wrong with the West.
Okay. We got kicked out of the fucking Bitcoin conference. They were like, do not be here.
They know.
And we also talked to the police, and the police were like, you're totally fine. You're totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fine. We are. Wait. Take a vote. Where should we go next? We're the airport is very close.
Prague. Go back.
No, I'm not going back.
I think we are gonna have.
No, this is bullshit. No. We have to go somewhere else.
I really want to go, and I believe I can, but it's over. The conference is over, unfortunately.
Over. Yeah, it's extremely over. Brothers, tell us where to go next. No, brothers, stop talking. Tell us where to go next. Say a city.
Italy, Spain, Greece.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Any city.
This is Bawdy's travel guide.
I think you got to anything on the Mediterranean. I mean,
we're gonna go to the Mediterranean, bro. So Mediterranean. I'm fucking Mediterranean pilled. Listen, please give us a fucking city. Just say a city.
I'm gonna check Greece real quick and find something.
Just check. No, but we're already in check. Jesus Christ.
No, I said I'm gonna check on Greece and see if there's some obscure town that would be good.
We have to go to Greece now.
Yeah,
that's fine.
That's where I can find.
Dude, say a city. Say a city.
Honestly, let's go to. Okay, we'll just walk to the airport after this.
Doug, save us now. Please, Doug, save us now. Say a city.
Please.
Doug, say us.
The answer is to go wherever Siren wants.
Yeah.
Of course, obviously, we agree with the women, but it's just fucking something.
What the fuck? No, we will walk.
I will go for you. Doug, say a city.
Oh shit! This runner guy is in BC Prague. You guys.
Oh shit! We can't see that. How are you?
Bro, it says
Monero
is one of Greece's most romantic cities. It features Venetian castles, a charming.
Oh shit! That's our friend.
Yeah, you guys got to go to NAFLIO. I linked it in the chat.
Thank you.
NAFLIO.
We will go there.
We will go there. Monero doesn't know what happened to us.
Monero.
Thank you, Quadrio Salata. Fly into Faro, Portugal, cheap with Ryanair, and take your rental car to Algarve and go surfing.
Hey, Quadrio Salata, brother. I see you. I know you see me. We shot a gun. We fucking like fired like extremely accurately. Fine. Totally fine.
I sent
Beats me an after party.
Too, so you don't forget it.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
But Monero's still in the conference.
What's up, guys? You hear me? Hola, hola.
Yeah, we got kicked out, man.
No, we fucking got, the police came.
What? You're gonna get kicked out? Did you? Did you get kicked
out?
I hear you. Louder, bro. We can barely hear you. A little louder, please.
The police came.
No, not you. Stop screaming. Talking to Monero. We can't hear Monero.
iPhone microphone. There we go. Maybe you hear me now. Maybe you hear me now better. Maybe. Test. Hola. Un, dos, tres. You guys, you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, but you're quiet.
Nice. Sounds better, I guess, from the phone itself. So I guess you guys got kicked out or something?
Yeah, Body and Syra got kicked out.
Shoni Moni. Diesel my diesel.
Just got kicked out. Not all the time, just like one time. Brother, I'm so sorry for being like an asshole.
Dell insisted that she gets to say hi to her friends. Apparently she remembers you, Body. She recognized your voice.
She didn't. She's my best.
No, can you see the video? She recognized.
No, I cannot.
No,
I actually can't.
Yeah, you can see. Take the sunglasses off now. You can.
My daughter heard your voice from across the house and came running. She said, "I want to say."
Somebody has to tell her how cool life can be. And I had to have the same conversation with my fucking niece. No, I had to have the same conversation with my niece. She needs to know how like cool life can be. Life can be anything you fucking want it to be. Like, it's so good. I love life so much, and I love Siren. I love Siren so much. I love this woman. You don't understand. I love her so much.
Believe it or not, I do understand. Trust me. I understand. I can relate.
Somebody has to tell your daughter how cool life can be.
She's listening to you right now, bro. Yeah, and she has like one of those.
No, she sounds like about 8 years too young.
She gets it. She's pretty smart.
Just replay the fucking like thing that I said, you know, whatever. We're gonna have like somebody said I'm a fucking slum. Don't know where I belong. Don't you fucking dumb. Of course.
All right, so should we go ahead and end this?
End it.
Go ahead.
Ender's Game.
Thank you for joining us on this week's Monerotopia episode. We stream live shows every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern. You can find and subscribe to our show on YouTube, ODYSEE, Rumble, Twitch, iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to follow us on X or join us in the Monerotopia Telegram group. See you all next week.